Okay, we've completed sections 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and 1, 5. Now it is time to prepare for your first chapter quiz in this class. So to do that, I've already posted for you the quiz review. I'm also going to post the solutions, or as I like to call them, Saul's version. I call him Saul's version as a tribute to one of my friends who used to teach here many years ago. It's kind of a joke he and I had, and I just kind of kept it up since then. So if you ever see Saul's version, that means it's the solutions or solutions, as he and I used to like to call it. So, all right. Now, I already posted this for you, but I had this delayed a couple days so I could give you some time to work on your own. And I told you about it in class, and I also posted it on Canvas for you. So here we go. All right. Sometimes it's a little slow, so I apologize for that. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to review it. Today's objective is you'll be able to better prepare for the chapter quiz with the given information. So it's a basic objective, but it works. Sometimes simple is the best thing. All right. Question number 1. The 3 undefined terms of geometry are as follows, and this is in no particular order. The point, the line, and the plane. And the reason why they are undefined is because they have no shape. No shape. They're dimensionless. They're dimensionless. That's why. The rest of the terms I've given you with the exception of the last couple. Space, the set of all points. Collinear, points that lie in the same line. Coplanar, points that lie in the same plane. Ray, one endpoint that extends indefinitely in one direction. Opposite rays. Opposite rays go by 2 words, and we did discuss them in class, and I've also discussed them in the videos. They form a line, and they form a straight angle. And remember, a straight angle has a measure of 180 degrees. All right. These are all terms you're going to need to know for your quiz, and I'll give you more information about the quiz when that time comes. As we get closer, you'll need to prepare for it. All right. Okay. Station 2, or problem 2. I like to call them station because I used to post them in the classroom and make the kids go around and search for them. But with everything going on right now, we can't quite do that. So we have to go to plan B. We have to adapt. We have to overcome, as all of us are doing, but you see the point. Okay. A, B, and C are collinear, and B is between A and C. So therefore, AB plus BC equals AC. All right. Now, AB, I'm going to underline and highlight here in red. 3x minus 4. BC, I'm going to highlight in green. Blue. I was colorblind for a moment. I couldn't tell my colors. Oops. Anyway, BC is 2x plus 6 equals. And then the whole thing right there is AC, which is 3. Actually, it's supposed to be, that's a typo right there on my part. It's supposed to be 32. So I'm going to fix that right now. That's supposed to be 32, so that's an oops on my part. All right. I'll have to fix that for later. All right. So 3x minus 4 plus 2x plus 6 equals 32. All right. So I'm going to break it down here, and we'll work it. 3x plus 2x is 5x. Negative 4 plus 6 is plus 2 equals 32. And then 5x equals 30 when you subtract 2 from both sides. Let me go ahead and write that out just so That way you all can see it. I know some of you are saying you can do it without all the steps, but there's some of you out there that can't, and I'd rather show you just in case. All right, so I'm going to take, and actually I'm just going to do that right there. So I subtract 2, and it's going to be 5x equals 30. Divide by 5, x equals 6. Okay, so x equals 6. That's part of it. I have x. But I still need AB and I need BC. So AB equals 3 times 6 minus 4, which is 14. And BC equals 2 times 6 plus 6, which equals 18. Now, funny thing is, the red looks like the expression makes it look like it's going to be a bigger number, but it's actually smaller than what the blue was. It's kind of one of those ironic things. Remember, trust the data, not the diagram, and not the expressions. Always trust the data. All right, I'm going to emphasize that throughout this entire semester, and even second semester if you're in here too. All right, so that's that. Now, the next one, it's very similar. This half is in red. This half is in blue. There's only one difference, and that's right here. It says B is the midpoint. Since B is the midpoint, that means it splits it in half. That means that both the left and the right are equal in length. Now, why we did it here, but we didn't do it up here. For the previous problem, we didn't do that. You don't see the word midpoint. Here, you see midpoint. Midpoint tells you to split it in half and set the two halves equal. So that means that AB, which is 5x minus 6, equals BC, which is 2x plus 6. So from here, we just do the algebra. I subtract the smallest variable. 3x minus 6 equals 6, plus 6, plus 6, so 3x equals 12, which means that x equals 4. So I have my x value is 4. And then, if I want to determine my values of AB and BC, I just plug it in. So for AB equals 5 times 4 minus 6, which is 14, and BC, I did not mean to do that, by the way, folks. That's an oops. I do those from time to time. So BC equals 2 times 4 plus 6, which is also 14. They should equal because it's a midpoint. You only set them equal to each other when it says midpoint. Remember that. You only set them together when it says midpoint. All right. We're doing pretty good on time so far, so let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Okay. Distance formula. How do we determine the distance and midpoint between those two? Distance is here we can't count the spaces, so we actually have to do this mathematically. So let's do that. So in this case, AB, you take the first coordinate, which is 26, minus the second coordinate, which is 7. And that's going to be the absolute value of 19. But you learned in algebra that absolute value is always positive. Now, the reason it's always positive is because it measures distance. And the reason it measures in distance is always positive. I always use the example. If we drove to the Greenwood Park Mall, it's about 3 miles there. If we drove back from the mall to here, it's still 3 miles. Even though it's in the opposite direction, it's still 3 miles. So distance is always positive. So 19. As far as the midpoint goes, we use midpoint formula, which is x1 plus x2 over 2 which means 7 plus 26 over 2, which is 33 over 2, which equals 16 and 1/2. 16 and 1/2. All right. We're doing good so far. Now, distance formula. You learned this in algebra, but I'm going to go over it with you real quick. X1, X2, Y1, Y2. Plug them in here. We get square root of. And you learned, like I said, you learned how to use distance formula. I'm sorry. Let me fix that. That was a big oops on my part. Okay, let's backtrack for just a moment. Okay. This is Y1, this is X2, and that's Y2. I knew I was going to do that. I knew I was going to do that, and I did it. Oops. All right, so X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Okay, so X2 is 6 minus 3 squared plus 0 minus 4 squared, which is going to be, in this case, 3 squared plus negative 4 squared. Now, either way, that's going to give us 9 plus 16, which is the square root of 25, which is just simply 5. So the distance between those 2 points is 5. If it was on Canvas, just give me the decimal equivalent and go, and it'll tell you whether to go to the 10th place or the 100th place. Or multiple choice, you'd have something to choose from. All right. Now, I'm running short on time, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this right here, and then we'll do the last two here in just a moment. So here we go.